guys, welcome back to my channel. Please like and subscribe. And today we are going to be reacting to Haminations getting recognized in the wild. I already have the video started. That's, as you can see at the bottom. So let's go.
Excuse me, are you Haminations? Nope. Hi, I'm Bryson, and I have upwards of 6 subscribers, which means instead of getting a real job, I make internet videos. My mom is probably so proud of me. Since I have a following, that means that on the very rare occasions when I step outside, sometimes other people spot me in the wild and have the audacity to come talk to me like we're equals or something. Wait, did I say that out loud? What I meant to say was, sometimes other people spot me in the wild, and it makes me uncomfortable because I'm a little shy. Don't hesitate to say hi if you ever do see me, though. I'm learning to break out of my shell, and I love meeting you guys. Then when I go back home, I crawl back into my shell. Now, it's gonna be hard to tell a story about people recognizing me without sounding egotistic. But rest assured, I am a humble person. Like, I am so incredibly humble.
Alright, this is Bryson coming out of his shell. And this is Bryson going back into his shell. Okay, let's get back on with the video.
I'm way more humble than you. I'm the most humble person there has ever been.
Okay, I'm sorry I paused it again. But someone who just says they're humble, like like Bryson just did, he just said he's the most humble ever. He's not humble. That means humble people don't do that, but not humble people will do that. Alright, let's get back onto the video.
With that in mind, let's get on to the stories. The first time I ever got recognized was at a trampoline park. As I was jumping around, this kid walked over to me and asked, "Are you Haminations?" Yes? I'm not crying, you are. I like your videos. I was so shocked because unless a person catches me, I definitely hide the fact that I do YouTube because I'm embarrassed that I never got a real job and that I'm a college dropout. So whenever people ask me what I do for a living, I timidly say, "Yeah, I'm an animator." However, my family definitely does not feel the same. Every chance they get, they're like, "He's a famous YouTuber. He's got over 2 million subscribers, and he makes a lot of money." To people I barely know, which obviously I don't like because I hate bragging and I don't want this person I just met knowing that I dropped out of college for internet views. For instance, one time my family was at an Olive Garden, and the waiter asked, "Shouldn't you be in school?" Haha, no. What, is it a day off? Well, I don't go to school because I'm working. What do you do for work? I'm an animator. Anyway. Oh. What kind of animator? Like, bro, stop grilling me and go get me some breadsticks. And this whole time, my mom is just using all her restraint to not expose me. But for the first time ever, she kept her mouth shut. I was safe that time. But here's a time my family wasn't so considerate.
Global phenomenon, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the #1 movie in the world. The Los Angeles Times raves.
I was taking Bo for a walk with my brother Brody and his wife Jen, and I was looking crusty that evening. It was a messy hair and sweatpants kind of day for the 5th day in a row. Anyway, we had a nice walk and stopped at a playground and started casually chatting and swinging. Just as I was thinking about telling Bo to go down a slide, one of the kids says, "Are any of you guys YouTubers?" Nope. Look, I didn't want to get caught, especially since I was looking crusty, okay? Are you?
Oh my god, that's way too fast.
Sure, we heard someone say the name Bryson. Huh, that's weird. At this moment, Brody and Jen couldn't hold it in anymore, and they yelled, "That's Bryson from Haminations! Get him!" The 2 boys rushed me and started bombarding me with questions. "So how old are you? Where do you live? Can I come to your house? What's your social security number?" Then the older boy, very powerful,
Oh my god.
he says, "I want to be in a video." He didn't ask by saying, "Can I be in a video?" He demanded it. You've got some dang nerve, kid. But I guess it worked because he's in a video now. This other time, I was at a dim sum restaurant with my family, and while I'm chowing down on dumplings like a pig, a boy at the table in front of us noticed me. He asked if I was Haminations, but like a true crusty celebrity, I was elegantly inhaling a pork bun, so I didn't hear. But suddenly I hear Brody say, "Yup, that's Haminations." He exposed me again. The boy screamed, "I met a YouTuber?" And I'm just sitting there with my mouth full like an idiot. Oh, yeah, let that go to waste. I went to take a picture with him, but the boy was afraid to get close to me. "Don't worry, kid, I'm just a normal guy. Anyways, wanna buy some drugs? Or perhaps buy some merch?" For real though, look at the new merch. New shirts, new pins, new plush.
Oh my, why is it going so fast?
Every purchase supports the channel directly because I hate bragging and I don't want this person I just met knowing that I dropped out of college for internet views. For instance, one time, don't go to school because I'm working. What do you do for work? I'm an animator. Anyway. Oh, what kind of animator? Like, bro, stop grilling me and go get me some breadsticks. And this whole time, my mom is just using all her restraint to not expose me. But for the first time ever, she kept her mouth shut. I was safe. That time. But here's a time my family wasn't so considerate. I was taking Bo for a walk with my brother Brody and his wife Jen, and I was looking crusty that evening. It was a messy hair and sweatpants kind of day. For the 5th day in a row. Anyway, we had a nice walk and stopped at a playground and started casually chatting and swinging. Just as I was thinking about telling Bo to go down a slide, one of the kids says, "Are any of you guys YouTubers?" Nope. Look, I didn't want to get caught, especially since I was looking crusty, okay? Are you sure? We heard someone say the name Bryson. Huh, that's weird. At this moment, Brody and Jen couldn't hold it in anymore, and they yelled, "That's Bryson from Feminations! Get him!" The two boys rushed me and started bombarding me with questions. "So how old are you? Where do you live? Can I come to your house? What's your social security number?" Then the older boy very powerfully says, "I want to be in a video." He didn't ask by saying, "Can I be in a video?" He demanded it. You've got some dang nerve, kid. But I guess it worked because he's in a video now. This other time, I was at a dim sum restaurant with my family, and while I'm chowing down on dumplings like a pig, a boy at the table in front of us noticed me. He asked if I was Haminations, but like a true crusty celebrity, I was elegantly inhaling a pork bun, so I didn't hear. But suddenly I hear Brody say,
Yup, that's Emanations.
"He exposed me again!" The boy screamed, "I met a YouTuber?" And I'm just sitting there with my mouth full like an idiot. Oh, can't let that go to waste. I went to take a picture with him, but the boy was afraid to get close to me. "Don't worry, kid. I'm just a normal guy. Anyways, wanna buy some drugs? Or perhaps buy some merch?" For real though, look at the new merch. New shirts, new pins, new plushies. Woo! Every purchase supports the channel directly, so please consider buying something if you're a fan. I mean, look at these plushies, bro! We've got more merch coming down the pipeline that I'm insanely excited for. So stay tuned. Use the link in the description to get something. Okay, back to the video. No, but for real, it's always interesting to meet a fan that's too nervous to even shake my hand. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. I've seen you beat people up in your videos, though. Look. That's all behind me. I have conquered my
Creepy.
violent tendencies. Now, I'm creating my meaning and living my truth. Oh, okay. Smile for the picture.
Creepy smile.
Okay, bye now.
Oh,
It was a fun experience, even though I didn't give Brody permission to expose me. But don't worry, Brody. I forgive you. Another time, a girl recognized me at a convention, and she screamed at me so loud I almost fell over out of fear. "You're Emanations!" But she was nice. Also, a young boy there told me I needed to upload more. It hurt, but it was also true. We're working on it, kid. This next story took place in the Harry Potter theme park in Florida on the Hogwarts Express. A grown man openly fanboying about Harry Potter? I know. I'm very cool. When I take girls back to my place and show them my Lego Harry Potter collection, they practically throw themselves at me. I can barely keep the ladies at bay. Take me now, Bryson.
But in reality, Bryson was and had always been alone. He thought that lying to his audience and showing make-believe scenarios of his fabricated romantic escapades would fill the hole in his heart. But he sat there feeling emptier than ever. He checked his phone, hoping for a distraction from his sad reality, only to see the text message thread between him and his crush. He had sent hundreds of desperate messages to her. She had not responded to a single one. No amount of lying or fantasizing could stop these facts. The miserable reality of the situation hit him like a ton of bricks. In truth, he had nothing, nor would he ever feel the touch of a woman. Bryson wept bitterly.
that happens to everybody.
So there I was in my Hufflepuff cloak, waiting for the Hogwarts Express, I noticed a family behind me and a boy looking at me. I smiled at him and looked away, but then I noticed in line that he was staring at me. We get seated on the train, and I hear him whisper to his mom something about YouTubers, and I thought I heard him say, "Emanations." I'm caught, I thought to myself. And he said, "So, what are y'all's names?" This kid was good. There was nothing I could do. He knew, and I knew. I had to come clean. My name's Calliope McGrublin. Oh, I'm kidding. I came clean. My name's Bryson. Are you Emanations? Yes, I am. And this kid burst into tears on the train. I was so flustered, I didn't know what to do except comfort him and tell him it was okay. I just felt bad for the other family in there thinking, who the heck is this Bryson kid and why is he important? What kind of name is Bryson anyway? Sorry, he watches me on the internet. Here. We got off the train and he filmed a quick video with me in it, and then I reunited with my friends and rode the Velocicoaster. And that sums up my trip to Florida. I didn't see any gators though. Did you guys know that I was actually born in Florida? So legally, I am a Florida man. That might explain a lot of things. Another time, me, Brody, and Jen went to this awesome go-kart place. Not to brag, but I'm pretty good at go-karting. Mario Kart taught me well. Anyway, we all get on the track, and I smoked the other racers. I was passing everyone. We got off the track and looked at the leaderboard. Boom. Me in first, Brody in second, and Jen in third. We had demolished the other 9 people in the race. But then I noticed one of the kids we raced against looking back and forth between the scoreboard and me. My nickname on the screen was Ham, and I could see the gears in his head turning. Now, in these situations, I refuse to initiate the conversation. If you ever recognize me in the wild, you have to be the one to start the conversation, because if I thought someone recognized me and went up to them and said, "Hi, I can tell by that look in your eyes that you're a big fan of my work. I mean, why wouldn't you be? Do you want a picture?" And the other person said, "Who the heck are you?" No one here knows who you are. Not everything is about you, Mr. Self-Important. Narcissist much? My ego and emotional health would never recover. I cannot take that kind of risk. So, even though I could tell this kid knew who I was, I avoided eye contact and refused to initiate. But this kid was pretty shy and too nervous to start the conversation. So we were stuck in a stalemate of him staring at me and me trying not to make eye contact.
Oh my god, another F!
After a while, Jen and Brody caught wind of the situation and introduced the kid to me. They exposed me again! He and his group got pictures with me, and they were all really nice. If any of them are watching, I just wanted to say, your guys' racing lines are really bad. Honestly, were you even hitting the gas? You slowpokes should be ashamed of how bad I beat you. It will take you 10 to 15 years to even start to approach my level of go-karting prowess. You should go to bed crying every night because of your colossal failure. Anyway, if you ever do see me, don't hesitate to say hi. I promise not to judge you in retrospect and then publicly shame you. This next one happened at VidCon. I had a meetup scheduled at my booth, so I went there and started meeting people, signing things, and taking pictures. It was supposed to be a wholesome, family-friendly meetup. At least that was the plan before the incident. I got through about 10 people and there was a pause. Is that it? I said. No, my mom said, and she pointed. I leaned forward to see past the TV and saw a huge line of people. I was shocked. So many nice people had come out to meet me. I was so grateful, but it took me so much by surprise that something slipped out of my mouth. Oh, shoot. Only I didn't say shoot. I said the word, the big one, the S-dash-dash-dash word. I immediately gasped and covered my mouth, but it was too late. Everyone's jaw dropped. The people at the front of the line pointed and laughed. I looked over to see my mother's face. An expression of extreme disappointment looked back at me. A face I knew all too well. And just like that, my family-friendly reputation was shattered. But for real, it was hilarious. Everyone laughed it off, and I had a great time meeting everyone. Going forward, I will try not to curse in front of children again, but no promises. Oh, I did it again. Oh, God. Oh, ah! All in all, I enjoy meeting you guys, and if you ever do spot me, please don't hesitate to say hi. I promise I won't bite. At least not that hard. Hi, are you Bryce? All jokes aside, I really appreciate you guys watching the videos, and I love meeting you. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who has said hi to me. And remember, fame isn't worth chasing because it isn't real, and we all...
But Hammer... okay... It's supposed to say Bryson swears in front of kids. Police called. 66.7 million views made 5 minutes ago. That doesn't make any sense.
Live in a simulation and none of this matters in the long run. Bye!
Thank you for watching the video, and a special thank you to Bryson's amazing team for their stunning animation skills, and thanks to his sister-in-law and brother for making the fantastic sad music, and thank you to Circle Tunes for doing the excellent narration voice.
Hey, that's me. That's pretty cool. Oh, sorry.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want more funny animated stories, and please leave a like and positive comment. Bryson's poor depraved soul needs all the positive reinforcements it can get.
Don't forget to buy my merch! Buy my merch! Buy my merch!
Okay, let's watch another Haminations video. My brother
Hey, Brenner, if you jump off this cliff right now, I'll give you a penny. Oh. Hi, I'm Bryson, and a while ago I made a video about the times I almost died and the times I got hurt really bad. But that got me thinking about the other injuries in my family, and one sibling came to mind, one who had dodged the grasp of death.
What? He's literally like sliding under it. I don't really get it. Wait, why that's an S? Okay, let's get back onto the video.
More times than I can count. The sibling who had little to no regard for his own mortality and would regularly hurt himself. The wild child, if you will. The youngest brother, Brenner. This is gonna be a long video, because Brenner gets injured a lot. I don't want to cut out good stories or do a part 2, so let's just sit down, relax, grab some popcorn, and laugh at my brother's pain. Now,
hold on, let me go grab some popcorn. I'll be right back. Okay, I don't have any popcorn, but still, I'm gonna get some mac and cheese later. So let's get back into the video.
Almost all of Brenner's injuries were self-inflicted. However, I think it's only right we start the video with Brenner's very first injury, the one he got from me. Brenner had recently been born, and my parents invited me into their room to say hi to my new baby brother. As I said hello to him, he reached out his hand and scratched my chest. Now, obviously, Brenner was just a baby. He had no control of his body and was just moving around. But my 4-year-old brain could not let this slide. How dare you? First, you come into my house, take my spot as the cute youngest child, and take all the attention from my parents? And now this? I offered you my hand in friendship, and you attacked me. You must pay recompense for your actions.
Hey, no, stop. Just calm down. Don't do it.
My parents tried to stop me, but it was too late. I reached out and scratched him back. He began to cry, and my parents put me in timeout. Little did Brenner know, his pain had just begun. Okay, in all seriousness, I felt really bad for what I did. Even now, I still regularly apologize to Brenner about it. But he can't even remember it, so he doesn't care. Brenner, my conscience has really been getting to me lately, and I'm so sorry about what I did.
Dude, that was 17 years ago. Can you just move on? I forgive you, okay?
Thank you. I love you, Brenner. I'm so glad I could get that off my chest. Remember...
It's another scorcher out there.
Remember in my pain video where my brother Brody slammed the door on my fingers? Yeah. Apparently that experience runs in the family. Brody walked through a door as a young Brenner was sticking his fingers in the hinges, and Brody slammed the door again. Brenner's fingers bent every which way.
If I had a nickel for every time I slammed a sibling's fingers in the door, I'd have 2 nickels. That isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Luckily, Brenner's fingers didn't break, and the doctors fixed him up. Feel better soon, buddy, and don't get into any more trouble.
I will make no such promises.
One time, me and Brenner were playing tag, and rather than be tagged by me, he jumped into a busy street and a car barely avoided him. I guess Brenner was more willing to die than lose at tag. Would you rather die a terrible death or...
Definitely death.
Wait, you didn't hear the other option?
Death.
I genuinely don't know why he is so accident prone, but this next story was no accident. You know how sometimes your mom has a really good friend, so she decides to make you hang out with her friend's children, but you don't like them? Yeah. When I was younger, my mom sent me and Brenner to play with the neighbor kids, Jake and Steven. The main reason I didn't like Jake was because he said, "Your sister is so hot." Brittany was 18. Jake and I were 8. Have you considered shutting up? Anyways, I spent the day tolerating Jake's shenanigans, but eventually I hid from him on the front porch and watched Brenner and Steven play in the front yard. Come here, Brenner, I want to show you something. Brenner walked up to him, Steven grabbed his hand, reached into his pocket, and pulled out a pair of scissors and started cutting Brenner's fingers.
Stop!
I ran over to them to check on Brenner. His fingers were bleeding and he was crying. I slapped the scissors out of Steven's hand, grabbed him by the arm, and forced him inside to his mom. Hey, Steven just cut Brenner's fingers with scissors. Oh, Steven. What? That's it? I was shocked. Call my mom right now so she can pick us up. We're leaving. We left and Brenner's fingers healed just fine. But still, that reaction from the mom was not okay. Luckily, I never had to go to that family's house again. Reminds me of another time Brody was really young and another boy was punching him. My mom took the kid to his...
Make your world travel simple with the Luna Pippa Urban Travel Systems 2-second installation. Available now at Pottery Barn Kids.
drugs, thrown it away, then pumped him up with fresh blood. I don't know. Punishing your kid for hitting a stranger.
You clearly don't know how to discipline children.
In our basement, we had a tall exercise machine that looked like this. Brenner decided that he wanted to climb it and jump off it onto our beanbag for fun. However, this time it went horribly wrong. Brenner pushed the beanbag close to the machine, climbed up, and jumped headfirst with the same regard for his life that a Minecraft player has when seeing one block of water at the bottom of a cliff. Part of the beanbag covered the exercise bench, which extended out, hiding the big metal part underneath. Brenner thought that since there was part of the beanbag there, it would be soft. But his head slammed through the beanbag into the metal part and he split his forehead wide open. Mom and Brittany came running into Brenner crying with blood all over him. They freaked out and dashed him out of the house to take him to the hospital. I only caught a glimpse of him as they ran out, but I could tell it was bad. Brittany and Mom later told me that they could see Brenner's skull through the gash in his head. My dad sent me to a friend's house so they could watch me while my parents took care of Brenner. I remember sitting on their stairs, terrified that I'd never see Brenner again. God, please hear my prayer. If you make Brenner be okay, I promise I'll never be mean to him again. At the hospital, since Brenner was so accident-prone, they kept pointing to cuts on his head that were from previous shenanigans. Is this cut old or new? Is this cut old or new? Is this old or new? Finally, my sister was like,
The gaping gash on his forehead, that is new. Forget the rest of it, fix that.
Somehow the doctors patched him up. I think they even had a plastic surgeon involved in fixing his head. When I next saw Brenner, he was up on his feet with 25 stitches in his head. But he was okay. Phew! I thought you were gonna die, Brenner. I'm so glad you're okay. Anyway. Brenner still has a massive scar across his forehead, but thanks to the doctors, he was okay. Brenner, can you please calm down on the injuries? You're gonna die if you're not careful.
It's not hard to die. I could do it like right now. But like, number two...
Another time, a young Brenner was using the bathroom and found a bottle of painkillers on the countertop. They were coated in a sugary glaze to make them go down easier. So Brenner took the pills one by one and sucked on them till they ran out of sugar, then spat them out. He did this over and over and over, and from sucking on the pills, he got sick and passed out.
I'm tired.
My mom discovered Brenner unconscious on the bathroom floor surrounded by pills. What? And once again, the doctors proved why it's good to go to college. Not for me, though, but as for you guys, good for you. I don't know how they saved him, honestly. I don't really know how doctors work. For all I know, they could have removed all of Brenner's blood, which was tainted with drugs, thrown it away, then pumped him up with fresh blood. I don't know. Another time, he swallowed a bunch of coins, and again, my parents rushed him to the hospital where he was x-rayed to show a pile of coins in his stomach. They told my poor parents to dig through his, waist until they got all the coins. He was like a piggy bank, but way more disgusting. Oy. He was like a piggy bank, but way more disgusting. Honestly, with how often Brenner visited the hospital, I'm surprised they didn't have a special section of the hospital just for him. This next story is surprisingly the only time that Brenner has ever broken a bone. You would think at this point that he would have no bones left because of how often he gets hurt, but nope, he still has bones. My family has a small motorcycle that we call Big Bertha. It's fun to ride around on, but it has no suspension. It is 2 wheels and a motor, that's it. One day, Brenner was driving it, and despite knowing that Big Bertha had no suspension, he decided to ride it off a curb. The bike bounced, Brenner swerved and lost control, and he went head over handlebars. He landed on his arm and totally snapped his wrist. 1 hospital trip later, and Brenner had a cast. He wanted his cast to be unique, so he asked me to paint it to look like Thanos' gauntlet. So I got the paint out and painted it as best I could to look like the gauntlet. It looked pretty cool in my opinion. But then later, Brenner's arm got itchy. The doctors told him that his arm would be itchy at first, but that if he ignored it, the itchiness would go away. They also specifically told him to leave the cast alone and to not shove anything into the cast to try and scratch his itch. However, the itch got the better of Brenner, so without consulting anyone, he grabbed Brody's glasses and started shoving the long end into his cast in an attempt to scratch his itch. He pulled the glasses out only to realize that the little rubber covering had slipped off and it was now stuck in the cast. Determined to scratch his itch and recover the rubber cover, Brenner somehow removed all of the soft wrappings underneath the cast, leaving only the hard outer shell. Brenner had scratched his itch and was satisfied. Then Mom walked in and saw what Brenner had done. They went back to the hospital and explained the situation. Can you imagine being a doctor and setting someone up with a nice cast to help them heal, and the next thing you know, they ruined it?
I feel like the maid. I just cleaned up this mess. Can we keep it clean for 10 minutes?
They had to cut off his Thanos cast and make another one for him. Brenner got home and asked me to paint his new cast. No, I spent a lot of time painting that last one and you ruined it. How do I know you won't ruin it again?
Come on, man, just paint it again.
Why should I be penalized because of your sloppiness?
So Brenner went around wearing a lame blue cast rather than a cool Thanos cast. A few months later, the doctors took off the cast and they realized that Brenner's arm had healed crooked. It was literally like a 15-degree angle. My mom pointed this out and the doctor said, "Yeah, well, it's within the range of crookedness that we consider to be acceptable, so we're just gonna leave it like that."
What? That's easy for you to say. You're not the one who has to live with a crooked arm. Fix his arm and do it right this time.
So the doctors explained that in order to fix it, they would have to re-break Brenner's arm, angle it correctly, and recast it.
Do it.
Wait, what?
Hold him down.
Wait, no!
So they did that, and Brenner's arm eventually healed correctly, but not without pain. Now, you would think that after breaking his arm on Big Bertha, that Brenner would never touch that thing again, right? Nope. Let me tell you one last story. One day, me and Brenner got bored and decided to go for a ride. Him on Big Bertha and me on my go-kart. We chased each other around a parking lot, but then I thought, how can I make racing around more interesting? And my mind went to my favorite racing game, Mario Kart. You know, the game where you destroy your enemies by throwing items at them. So I decided to drive by Brenner and throw my flip-flops at him. We went back and forth throwing flip-flops at each other like green shells for some time. Then I zoomed by and got a good flip-flop strike on Brenner, and he wanted to retaliate with something stronger. He grabbed a big tree branch and drove towards me. He swung the branch and I swerved out of the way. But the branch was so heavy that swinging it threw Brenner off balance. He swerved and flew over the handlebars once more.
Again? Freaking again?
Brenner was scraped and bruised, but luckily nothing broke. And he finally learned his lesson, and he doesn't drive Big Bertha anymore. But I do. at the end of the video, and yet, that's not even all of Brenner's injuries. But if I keep talking about them, this video is going to be 30 minutes long, and in that time, he'll probably injure himself again. Let's quickly get through some last stories. Lightning round. We visited a janky aquarium that let you swim with sharks, and a bamboo shark bit Brenner's finger. Brenner went to a trampoline park, attempted a stupid trick, and landed on his head and had to wear a neck brace for a few weeks. Brenner and Brody went kayaking. Brody tried to splash Brenner with the paddle, but it skipped off the water, slammed into Brenner's face, and cracked his front teeth. A car almost backed over him as a child, but he hung onto the bumper while being dragged, and my sister stopped the car to save him. His friend accidentally shot him in the forehead with a BB gun, and his forehead still has a dent. In conclusion, Brenner's guardian angel is built different, because she has saved Brenner more times than I can count. And as much as I make fun of him, I am grateful for that. As he has grown, I think he has gotten a little less accident prone. Let's hope it keeps going in that direction, cause I'm pretty sure he has used up all of his 9 lives. God has sent his soul back to the living world so many times at this point that if Brenner shows up there again, God might just say, "Oh, forget it," and keep him. Well, hey, it could be worse. At least his soul is going to heaven. Hey guys, it's me, your favorite Bryson. Thanks for watching. It's been a while, so let me make some announcements. I'm a featured creator at VidCon this year, and I hope to see you there. I have a TikTok now, go check it out. We also started doing YouTube Shorts. Thanks so much for the positive feedback on those. The first short I posted is now the most viewed video on the channel. Thanks a ton for that. We have 2 teams now. The goal is to be working on 2 videos at a time. The red team made this video. And guess what? 2 more videos are in the works right now. I can't wait to show them to you. They're some of the best videos we've made. We have a Spanish language channel as well, so check that out if you speak Spanish. We also hit 3 million subscribers. Yahoo! I'm working on 2 super secret awesome projects right now that I'm real excited for. Stay tuned for that. Also,
Okay, guys, that's all for the video today. This is going to be a half-hour-long video, so please don't. It's going to be long. So, the longest video on my channel so far. So, yeah, guys. Bye.